I asked this to Tracy when she was in here. It seems like the second you guys got into the UFC, all of your media days, someone asked about this rematch for a while. So I guess how does it feel to, not that you were seeking it out, but like to finally kind of get this fight that everyone had, like even when you were fighting number one contenders, like, oh, what about Tracy Cortez? So now you can finally kind of put this chapter behind you.
Yeah, I think it's the timing just finally worked out. It was meant to happen. The division's, a little stalled at the top with like the super fights. So I think it just makes sense now.
I remember after your first fight against Tracy, you said, maybe you needed to grow after that. So I guess reflecting on that last fight to now, I guess, what do you think has been the biggest change in your style of, or game plan and everything like that?
Yeah, I think the biggest change, honestly, is that I just grew up. I was only like 19 years old when I fought her the first time. I was like a kid, so I think I just grew up, had a lot more experience, really locked in. Um, yeah, I think that's the growth I've had.
And you only get 3 rounds as opposed to 5 that you've had in the past couple fights. So I guess, does that change anything in terms of preparation or game planning, or is it just like I'm so focused on myself, it doesn't really matter how many rounds there are?
Yeah, I feel like I never really care how many rounds there are, but you do need to be prepared that it's going to be a little faster pace. You don't have the extra 2 rounds to kind of plan for, so you need to get it done in those three. Yeah, so just planning for a little faster pace.
And you strike me as someone that doesn't dwell on like past performances quite often. But I guess how or was it difficult at all to kind of switch like back on after the Macy thing happened, where you were hand wraps ready to go and then you didn't get that release? So did it take a while to kind of turn that off on, or did you just kind of wipe it and kind of move on pretty quickly?
Yeah, no, I felt like I wiped it and moved on pretty quick. I feel like even when it did happen, I almost felt like numb. I was like, how is this even happening? I felt like it wasn't even real. So I feel like that kind of helped me just be able to get past it and move on to what's next.
And obviously, big title fight in the co-main event. Was it important to not just fight an MSG, but like also kind of be on the same timeline as the either the new champion or the current one?
Yeah, I definitely think that's even more important being on the same timeline as the champion because then, you know, the fight game changes so much. It's so much about timing and who's available that I think both of us fighting on the same night makes it that much closer of having a title shot next.
And Tracy's obviously very popular wherever she goes. But the last time you fought here was like the Molly show, and you were getting booed in your backyard. Are you expecting that to be different this time around?
I definitely expect it to be a little different. I think, Molly had the whole like Irish, New
Hmm.
York kind of crowd. And like you said, Tracy's popular, but it's not that exact same
Yeah.
people here. So I definitely expect a little bit more love.
And then last one for me, maybe a little unrelated, but I guess the last couple media days we've had, or even before your fights against Manon and like Rose and everything, was always like future champion, future title contenders. Did that weigh on you at all? Like everyone kind of labeling you a future champion so early in your UFC career?
Yeah, maybe in the beginning a little bit, just because I was so young and that was always like the goal. So it's like, oh, when people start saying that, you kind of get starry eyed. But it's been a couple of years now of that. And I think I've been able to, absorb it more and really just focus on one fight at a time. And that's what will get you there.
Aaron right here. Obviously, this card is absolutely stacked. One of the storylines was that the Beneil Dariush fight got pushed to the main card. Are you surprised that you guys weren't pushed to the main card, being that you guys even ranked higher than those guys?
Yeah, I was hoping to be on the main card. I never been on a main card of a pay per view before, so I was hoping for that. But it's a stacked card, so I just have to keep working there.
Obviously, the first fight was so close. I know there's not much to take because it's such a long time ago, but you've been asked about it so many times. Has that kind of made this a little more personal to kind of prove that you've always the better fighter?
I think it's more personal for myself as a fighter, just to prove to myself like how much I've grown, and to my coaches and everything that the work we put in has really shown, and that's what I want to show on Saturday.
Obviously, the co-main event is in your division. Do you have a preference in who wins?
No, I don't really have a preference. I mean, I think Valentina will win, but whoever wins wins.
Uh, Obviously, you know firsthand from your last expected fight, weird shit happens the day of the fight. Is there any way you weigh in on championship weight in case something happens?
That's always the goal. I mean, I know I weighed in championship weight last time, and I know I could do it. So, yeah, if that was something that was possible, I'll definitely make that.
Obviously, now because of what happened with the Macy situation, it's been a year since you fought. Was there any kind of process where you were trying to get in sooner than now?
Um, yeah, this fight was supposed to be matched up like a little bit sooner, but then it didn't work out. Yeah, and I mean, I've been before I made my UFC debut, I was out for like I didn't fight for like 14 months before that, and I was able to go in there and kill that fight. So I'm expecting the same from this one.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.